Hey everyone, Sean here with an Atari that is in desperate need of a deep cleaning. This is a Sears Telegames. It is an Atari 2600 that was made by Atari but sold by Sears in Sears stores. This specific model, affectionately referred to as the Heavy Sixer, it's got a few cosmetic differences. There may be a couple differences internally that I'm sure someone knows more than I do about, but I only know how to tell the cosmetic differences apart between the Heavy Sixer and the regular 6-switch Atari 2600. If anyone's interested in a whole video breakdown of that, let me know. I have every Atari 2600 model that I'm aware of. The only thing I don't have is the Atari Junior. That's the only one I don't have, so I could do a little video comparison of all of the models. If that's something anyone's interested in, leave a comment. Or I guess if that's something you're distinctly not interested in, you can also leave a comment saying, no, Sean, do not make a video on that, whatever you do. But I have never turned this one on. We're gonna see if this one works, because this one appears cosmetically in great shape. I do want to do some touch up to the outer bezel here, because the silver paint has come off. I do not have silver paint pens, so that will be a separate video if I do end up doing that. But we will see. Time will only tell if I make that video, I guess. Okay, so first I want to test this. I want to see if this actually works. Now, the Atari 2600 does not have your regular composite cables. We just have this RF cable that is meant for televisions before composite cabling, and then you'd have to pair it with a switch box like this, and this would connect to the television, and yeah, it's a whole thing. But we don't actually need this, because now you can just buy one of these coax RF adapters, and they just plug in on the end, and then they'll screw into your TV antenna. We have to get our Atari power cord. This did not actually come with a power cord. This came with basically nothing, just the console itself. But I have plenty of power cords and controllers and everything. We're gonna test this out on Super Breakout here. Let's give this a test and see if it still works. Hey, look at that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. I think my ring light is too bright. There we go. So yeah, okay. I would say that we have a working console here, which is good. It's just gross, and we just have to clean it. At least we don't have to fix anything this time. So let's just take it apart, get it deep cleaned, put it back together, and hopefully make it not smell bad. Okay. Cool, so let's start by taking this thing apart, and then we'll give everything just a deep scrubbing. So I was pretty excited when I saw this. I actually saw this at I don't know what to call them. I always call them junk stores. They're kind of like an antique store, but like everything is dirty, you know? And everything is just kind of has a layer of filth on it, and it looks like everything was just kind of pulled from a barn, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have that out by you. They're kind of thrift stores, they're kind of pawn shops, they're kind of just a weird old guy and a pile of just rusty garbage, but you just kind of dig around and you find some cool treasures in there. They're kind of my favorite stores. I love them. I love going to, like I said, what I refer to as junk stores. I lovingly refer to them as junk stores. But yeah, they're, I found this at one of those. I was talking to the gentleman there, and I've made some purchases from him before, and he just goes, I got an Atari in the back. And I go, I'll take a look at it. I don't really need any Ataris right now. I've got a bunch of them. He pulls this out, and I immediately recognize that it's a Heavy Sixer. And I even told him, I was like, I don't actually need this, but I already have one. Mine's just not in as good of shape as this one is. And he said, well, I'll give you a deal, 40 bucks, and you can just take it. So I took it, because that is a really good deal for a Heavy Sixer. Oh no. I can't believe I just did that. Well, this isn't as magnetic as I kind of need it to be, apparently. I think this one's more magnetic. Yeah. I can't believe I just dropped a screw into the... I mean, I'm taking it apart anyways, but I genuinely am shocked that that just happened. But yeah, no, so I was pretty excited about the deal that I got. I should be able to obviously make money off of selling the other one, because I should be able to get more than 40 bucks for it. That being said, I don't buy video game consoles to flip them. I actually buy them because I do collect video games and video game systems, and this is just a hobby of mine that I enjoy. I'm not really someone who's just kind of like looking to wheel and deal so I can take this and flip it and turn a profit or anything like that. I just like video games. I can't get that screw out. Come out. This is like, oh, stuck in there. Well, there's the screw that we lost into the console. Will you come? Is that still in? That's still in there. Come out. What the heck is your problem? Holy cow. That really did not want to come out. All right, try to remember. Hey, guys, remind me. The big long screws, they go in the front. So, you know, at the end of this video, can you just make sure you remind me so I don't forget? We have what looks like something may have been living in here. Definitely lots of bugs have lived in here. The aroma that's coming off of this is pungent. It's very, it's strong. Whew. Very simple, like traces. This board is just so simple. We got the little Atari logo there. Look at that little guy. Wow. That is just a strong, it smells like a barn is what it smells like. Ooh, okay, gross. Okay, so we're gonna take this out next. So there's really only just one cord and it's stuck in there. That's good, great. I'm glad that one cord is just stuck. Come out. Oh, there we go. What's going on here? Something leak into this? I thought it was the capacitor that leaked at first, but now I wonder if, and this is me not knowing at all what I'm talking about, but I wonder if there was any parts of whatever holds the layers of the PCB together is just kind of overage, looking gross, or something spilled into this one of the two. Okay, so we're gonna separate that. I'm just gonna brush all this into the trash can. Let's free our cord up here. I have to snake this whole cord through this. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, what have I done? I need more desk space. I need a bigger workbench so I can work on larger junk. So I really want to be careful with this because I don't want to damage any of the labels that are on here. So I'm not going to soak this. I know other people do it, but I'm just too afraid of damaging labels. Got to clean out all the spiders that were living in here and whatever other bugs. Sorry to evict you guys. I don't know what this green goop is. There's just so much crud just left behind. Ugh. So the good news is we don't really have to do much to this. I'm going to take off the little foam pads here and I'm going to clean them. We're just going to kind of lightly clean off everything. I'm just going to use some isopropyl alcohol on all of this. Oh, there's so much just dust flying around right now. Blah. I'm just gonna brush these off. These all look really good still. These have surprisingly held up really well, these little foam pads. a lot cleaner, looking good, looking sharp. Definitely a lot cleaner, looking good. There's one thing I do like to touch up whenever I have one of these apart. This is completely optional, but the most common failure point that I've ever found is this. The solder points on these break over time. It's just due to age and, you know, and this is the most common, one of the most common parts that's interacted with. So I like to just add a little bit of solder to this just to kind of reflow it and, you know, just secure it. I wouldn't say that it's needed, but while I have it here, I like to do it. Just kind of strengthen these 3 solder points to the power jack. There. Now this should hold a little bit better for quite a few more years. Hopefully. Hopefully. But we should probably clean the dust out of there. Oh, Nelly, there's a lot of dust. Golly. Okay, we can set that aside. Oh gosh, this was gross. Yeah, don't leave your Atari in a barn for decades because it's gross. Oh gosh. All right, time to give this a bath because this is the most disgusting part of it. Also, this part pops out too. We got little clips here. So that little bezel pops out with those little clips on the back here. And then we can just soak this in there. Oh, watch out, duck. Don't want anything to happen to you. You gotta help out. You gotta earn your rent here. So you're helping clean. Let's get our little brush here. Start scrubbing. I absolutely love the wood grain on the front of the old Ataris. It just kind of, it gives it a nice, you know, feel for the time it came from, you know. I'm just a huge fan of that. I would love it if someone would bring it back. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, you know, the time has come. We need wood grain back. I know I just named 3 companies that I don't think ever had a console with wood grain. No, the 360, you could get a wood grain cover for the front of it. I know this because I had it. I was always a fan of the wood grain. I guess technically you can get a new Atari because Atari re-released the 2600 Plus and they also have the Atari VCS. So the 2600 Plus is essentially an Atari 2600, you know, the console they made from 1977 to 1992. And now again, you can buy it again, but this time it is HDMI, which is a good feature. It's better than, you know, running coax. I've heard that not all of the games are compatible with it, which is weird. I think it's more of just Atari can't guarantee they work, which is kind of strange, you know. The VCS, though, is a little different. I actually have no experience with it. I don't know much about it. I'd love to get my hands on one to actually play with it, but I've really only seen like one ever at a store. Looking so much better already. If you guys have any experience at all with repainting this, like the trim pieces on game consoles, like the controller itself and everything, let me know what pens you use or paint you use, because I would love to touch up some of these. And I don't know what to use. All right, I think that's good. I think we're nice and clean now. You know, just gonna let this dry for however long it's gonna need, and I will be right back afterwards. Everything is now dry and looking good. This looks super clean now. Looking great, unlike the grimy mess that it was before. This can all be reassembled. So we'll put all this back together. I'm gonna have to fish this back through. All right, now that we have that cord fished all the way through here, we're gonna hook this up. There's just a little plug here that just kind of seals this hole up, which was pushed through, which is how the screw fell through at the beginning. All right, now let's just reassemble our trim here. Perfect. That just fits together. Now we just gotta screw everything back in. I do believe it was the long screws that went in the front. You guys are supposed to remind me. Perfect. All right, and that's it. Looking good now. It's a lot cleaner. It still has some wear and tear on it from just its age, but overall, this is in incredible condition, I think. I mean, the console already works, so we don't have to do anything to it. Just had to clean this up so it no longer looked like it came out of a barn. Hi, Daisy. Daisy, what are your thoughts? You know the drill, like, comment, all that stuff. If you have any suggestions for paint pens or whatever to paint this trim, I would like to fix that up a little bit. Leave it down below. All right, cool. Goodbye, everybody.